Hello YouTube, this is the Copernicus and you're watching my Let's Play of the Direwolf20 mod pack, Season 2. So last episode we left off and we had completed our auto farm here and we were working on a way to automatically convert this wheat into wheat flour, bake it into bread, and feed it to our flowers, our Gormalaeus, to feed our mana production. And I did find a way to do that, but unfortunately it was extremely complicated and not something that I could very easily get there in a short amount of time. So I'm going to go over the overview with you guys, and I think I might make another video kind of going into depth and explaining exactly how it works. So basically I used a mod called Steve's Factory Manager. This mod can do a ton of things. It can pretty much use the inventory of any machine. It can move items around between different things. Can count how many things are in certain places, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And it connects to different inventories and blocks with this inventory cable here. So wherever you see this inventory cable, that is where it can access the items or the inventory of different blocks and stuff. So to go over this really quickly, basically I have three separate stages. Instead of the wheat going directly into the, if I can get up here, instead of it going directly into the barrel over there, I have the wheat first going into this barrel right here. When this barrel gets above 64 wheat, or a stack, it takes, I think it takes 45 of the wheat, and it crafts it, and after it crafts it, it puts it in the redstone furnace. So what it does is it takes one of these and turns this wheat into wheat flour here. So it crafts it, and then it takes this wheat flour, puts it in the furnace, you get 2 bread from that, and immediately puts it into that barrel you guys saw up here. So it puts it into that barrel, and it stores the rest of the wheat, just so I have some leftover wheat in case I want to start like an animal farm or something. So it does that, and it also, let's see, it also produces its own energy, I guess is a good next point. This hardened energy cell here, I made another one of these guys, or actually I stole the one from over there and I upgraded the one that was there. Basically it emits a redstone signal via a comparator as to how much energy it has, and basically what I have going on here is Steve's Factory Manager can tell what redstone is being emitted, and if it's too low it will take a piece of bread from that barrel and it will put it in this generator here, which is a culinary generator from Extra Utilities. And what this does is it converts food into energy. So it takes a piece of bread, puts it in here, this generator gets fed into the hardened energy cell, and then a minute later it will try to do it again. If there's still not enough energy in here, it will do it again and keep repeating until there's sufficient energy. So that pretty much takes care of that section. And then I had to figure out how to feed the flowers over here, which you can see is kind of complicated. So what I have it doing is, first of all, I have a mana pool over here, and mana pools also emit a redstone signal very much like the energy cells. So I have this mana pool next to a comparator and another redstone receiver. So it's again looking at the redstone signal, and if it's too low, aka there's not enough mana, it will take 4 pieces of bread from the barrel up there and it will put it into these open crates here. These are from Botania, so we're using the same mod as the flowers are from. And basically what the open crate does is just any item it receives in its inventory, it just immediately drops it straight down, right? So it takes the 4 pieces of bread, puts it into each one of these guys. I have these flowers, these 2 are bound to this mana spreader right here, the other 2 are bound to this one. They both shoot into this mana pool, and then this mana spreader takes from this pool down here and shoots it into this this one above here, so that we always have mana to work with. I don't have to hop down there every time I need to use it. So basically this mana pool will always be full, and then this mana pool will kind of it'll lose some mana up, then it'll shoot back up, and then it'll go back down again. kind of thing. So we'll always have about 1 3/4 mana pool full of mana at any given time, unless we're using like a ton of it. So that's kind of what I had to do. Again, I might make a video actually explaining how to use the Steve's Factory Manager here and show you how I kind of made all this stuff happen, but we're going to leave it at that for now. So just know that that's happening. We're automatically making wheat, bread, mana, all that stuff. So all that stuff is happening, which is awesome. Another thing I wanted to bring up that I did is I improved my armor a little bit to this flux infused. I've got the chest plate so far and the leggings, and that required me to make a few more machines. So what this does is basically is armor that you charge. So you let's see, take a bit off here, and you basically put it in the energetic infuser, and it charges your energy, or it charges your armor, so it doesn't break. It just uses energy. You can kind of follow the crafting tree for this. It's a little complicated, but basically you need 2 machines to do this. You need a magma crucible and a fluid transposer, and I guess you need the induction smelter too. So what happens here is the magma crucible is a machine that takes an item and melts it down into liquid form. So you can see here, you can take like ender pearls and melt them down into resonant ender, or in our case, I needed redstone melted down into destabilized redstone. And that immediately gets ejected into the fluid transposer. What the fluid transposer does is take liquid and put it onto an item, or inject it into an item, I guess, if you want to say. So these are made up of these armor platings, and each armor plating requires 2 flux crystals, and all that is a diamond infused with 2 redstone dusts worth of liquid redstone, and you get a flux crystal. And you can kind of follow the same path for this fluxed electrum ingot here. And basically what that is the induction smelter, which kind of fuses 2 items together. So it uses energy and puts 2 items into one, and uses pyrotheum dust, which I think you guys saw before, which is just sulfur, coal powder, redstone, and blaze powder. And it also uses fluxed electrum blend, which is a little bit more complicated, but still pretty easy. That's just any piece of electrum ground down to electrum blend and infused with another 2 pieces of liquid redstone, and that gets your electrum blend. So that's kind of how you make those. Not too hard, just kind of a lengthy crafting process, and uses a lot of diamonds. So that was unfortunate, but we still have some. What else have I done since then? I added this crafter here. What this is doing is basically using that same cobble gen that we had over here, but putting it into a machine that automatically compresses it down. So you can take cobblestone here, I'll take a little bit as an example, and you can, instead of it taking up so much space, you can craft it down. So we'll go like this. So if you have 9 cobblestone, you can craft 9 of that into a compressed cobblestone, and then you can just go up the chain pretty much. There's double compressed cobblestone, which is 9 compressed cobblestone, triple compressed, so on and so forth. So all this is doing is crafting cobblestone down, and that's its sole purpose. But unfortunately, we ran out of lava while doing that. So we ran out of our lava, and I wanted to make this our lava getting ability, I guess, a little bit easier. So I'm going to take, let's see, where's my wrench? There it is. I'm going to take this barrel. We don't need that anymore. I'm also going to take that hardened servo off for now, which I don't think we'll need it anymore. And I'm going to put it away. I'm done using the drum. It is not exactly the greatest form of liquid transport. I always have to run back and forth. So what I've done is made us a couple ender tanks here. You can see it's a pretty easy crafting recipe, just some ender pearls, blaze rods, and other stuff. And you're usually going to want these in pairs, and I'll show you why in a minute here. So we're going to go to the end here, or not the end, excuse me, the nether. Before we do that, let me think here. I think we should be good. We'll be good. Actually, no. No, we won't. Right now we have pretty weak fluid conduits over there for our pump, and I wanted to up the ante a bit, if you will. So, let's see. I know I made some better fluid conduits here somewhere. Maybe I used all of them. We could use hardened fluid ducts. I don't know how much those transfer. So let's see. We're going to make some right now. Let's see. Gonna need 12 of those. 6 of these guys. So if you put quartz into the alloy smelter here, we should get some fused quartz, I believe. Yep. We're going to use this fused quartz to make the next tier of fluid conduit from Ender IO. It can handle a lot more liquid, which we need to take advantage of if we want the most lava possible. There we go. That's the pressurized fluid conduit. Well, hopefully these guys don't get me. Alright. So I'm just going to hop down to our pump room here just for a minute. Should be pretty easy to do this. Firstly, I'm going to rip up all this old fluid conduit we had. Put down some new stuff. And actually remove that for now. Put that there. Now I'll put that one in. So that can hold a lot more lava. And then I'm going to place our ender tank right here. I'm going to change this to insert only. So basically what the ender tank is a way to teleport liquids across dimensions, across time, across space, all that happy jazz. So you can see on the top of this ender tank here there is there's 3 little white things here, and you can change the color of these to basically make different frequencies. Since both of these ender tanks are white, 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 they share the same liquids, which is lava in this case. So they share the same liquids no matter where they are. So you'll see here, I just want to check something real quick. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, I'm going to move this real quick to right there. And I'm going to disable this just to make the liquid go all the way around. So we want it to first go into the lava generator to make sure we have power. So I'm going to fly out, close this back up. That should be it for that. I'm going to go back to the overworld if I can find my way out of here. And hopefully have next to infinite lava. It'll take a long time before we use up the whole range that pump can work in. So now we take our ender tank. We can just set it to, I don't know, right there. And if you right click on this little dial in the center, it will automatically output. And there you see, our lava is now being drained into our dynamos, into our smelter there, and into, let me take care of these guys quick. And into our igneous extruder, which is also making cobble for our compressed cobble here. We'll eventually get to why all of this cobble is important in a while, but for now don't worry about it, just know that it's constantly being created. Drop off our excess conduits here, that guy. I think that's about it. I think next we're probably going to get started on a quarry that mines for us, because I'm just ever slow, slightly running out of resources, and I'm having to keep going mining for them. So if we look up the ender quarry right here from extra utilities again, it's pretty complicated. We need 2 endothermic pumps, which is what we have pumping our lava. We need this diamond etched computational matrix, which is a bunch of diamonds. You can see all around we need a bunch of different ender infused obsidian, which requires ender pearls, so I've been hunting those for the past few nights, trying to get enough of those. And it also needs these ender cores, which is more ender infused obsidian, more eyes of ender, and this magical wood. This magical wood is pretty useful by itself, but we're just going to use it to craft. Basically, you need 4 enchanted items like this. It doesn't have to be books necessarily. And the levels of the enchanted book, if they're really good enchants and high levels, you will get more magical wood. You won't just always get 1 per craft. If you use really high levels, you can get up to like 10, 11, 12. But if you use just like Bane of Arthropods or Arthropods 1, like you won't get any. You'll get like 1 magical wood. So I'm going to have to start making this, and I think when I get to the magical wood portion of it, I'm going to be setting up an enchanting station, so I'll come back when that's up and running. Alright guys, so I got to the point where I needed to start making the magical wood. So for that, I said we needed some enchanted items or books, and I found my answer in the enchanter from Ender.io. The enchanter is pretty neat. It's pretty easy to make, just some dark steel, which is iron, coal dust, and obsidian in the alloy smeltery, a couple diamonds and a book, and basically you combine a book and quill with some other item and some levels to produce an enchanted book. And you can see right here, if you click the paper, it says recipes. There's all sorts of recipes for all pretty much every enchantment. Some modded enchantments aren't in here, but some are. So I went with the cheapest one I could find, which is a piece of netherrack gets you flame 1. So I took that, and when we put 4 flame 1 books together, that gets us 7 magical wood, which is a pretty decent amount for only, 15 levels. There's definitely more expensive ways to go. So now we need to make the ender core. I suppose we can just look at ender quarry. Oops. So ender core is ender obsidian, or the ender infused obsidian like that. 2 eyes of ender, and then some magical wood. And there we get our ender core. So this should be the last step in making our ender quarry here from extra utilities. But before we can use it, we're going to have to get quite a bit more power. We'll probably still go off lava. I'm just not quite sure what I want to use it. I think I might use some more dynamos and augment them quite a bit to get the kind of power we need to fuel this ender quarry. So it's probably going to be a lot of crafting and probably some more mining. So I'm low on the on iron, which I'm going to need a lot of to make the invar for these. So I'll come back in a few minutes when I've gone mining and made everything I need to fully power this ender quarry. Alright guys, so it's been a while since the last segment, and some weird things happened in between the last segment and this one. I was just mining randomly in a cave, and one of those creepers that teleports you around hit me, and it teleported me beneath bedrock, and obviously I died of void damage, and I assumed that was probably not intended to happen. So I jumped into creative mode and tried to get my stuff back, but no gravestone appeared there, so I pretty much lost everything. So I'm going to assume that was a unintended effect or glitch. So I just went to a backup and loaded that up. It loaded me up not too far behind, so just letting you guys know that happened. So we're on kind of a copy of the world right now. But I've done a lot of crafting since last time, and I have this strongbox here all ready to go to all the things we're going to need for our quarry, right? And to do that, I also had to make this QED here. It's from Extra Utilities. QED. Not too terribly hard to make, just a lot of ender pearls and some more diamonds and stuff. And what's kind of nice about this, it's kind of just like a regular crafting table. Only difference is that you have to have these ender flux crystals by it. You only need 1, but the more you have, the faster the crafting goes. So I just added a couple, and eventually we'll get a ton of them to make the crafting in here really fast. You can see a bunch of different recipes in here. One of them that I did go ahead and make is called the Magnum Torch. Pretty easy, just a couple of potions, some wood, and these chandeliers, which is just more diamonds and torches and stuff. What the Magnum Torch does is, you can see here, it prevents mobs from spawning within a 64 block radius, no matter how dark it is. So I figured I'd grab one of those for when we set up our quarry, because it's going to be in a quite dangerous place. And that leads me into the next thing that I made. It's called the Portal to the Deep Dark, also from Extra Utilities. Just some more of those unstable ingots and some compressed cobblestone. So that's one of the uses I have for the cobble that we were making. This will take us to another dimension, and the cool thing about this dimension is there's a lot more ores there, so that's why I made that. I think there's about double the ores that you'd find in the overworld, so that's pretty cool. What else did I make here? You saw me make the Ender Quarry, but I also made this Silk Touch upgrade. It uses just a little bit more power, but what it does is allows you to Silk Touch with the quarry. So whatever the quarry mines, it will Silk Touch and act like a Silk Touch pickaxe pretty much. So it'll pick up stone, it'll pick up the ores instead of you know, like when it mines diamond ore, it won't pick up diamonds, it'll pick up the ore. And I just did that because there's also like a fortune upgrade, which you might think would be better. But you can see here, once you get to Fortune 3, the power drain multiplier is times 80, and that is just insane. So I prefer to use a Silk Touch upgrade, and then anything that I need to actually use Fortune on, I would just break by hand or process in a machine, you know, one of those kinds of deals. So that's my plan for the quarry. I got some barrels here for things that we're going to get a lot of. I've got 4 dynamos, I've got some energy conduits, some fluid conduits, a bunch of different augments, and an ender tank for power. I've also got these ender markers, which is how you mark out the area that you're going to mine with the ender quarry. So I'm going to take this guy. Very handy that you can just keep all that stuff in there. I've also got a bunch of hardened strong boxes here. These are what I'm going to use to store all the items for now. It's kind of a quick and dirty way to do it, but it's what I've got for storage right now, so that's what we're going to use. I guess I need this portal, and I'm going to take this magnum torch while I'm at it. I think I'm just going to stick it right there, because why not? So the thing about the deep dark is anywhere there's darkness, it will hurt you. The darkness is a force, and it will hurt you if you stay in it long enough, so you're going to need to light up wherever you go pretty well. And another thing is that there's a ton of mobs there, because it's not pitch black, but pretty much pitch black. And there's just a ton of mobs that spawn, so I'm going to get in there, I'm going to throw this magnum torch down so that hopefully I can prevent mobs from kind of ruining our day. I'm also going to grab, let's see, a couple stacks of cobblestone here to make a little platform for myself. So let's go. The terrain of the Deep Dark is pretty interesting. You usually spawn in the top of it. There's kind of a bottom section of ores and stuff, and there's this really wide open middle area, and then there's also the top area, which is more stone and ores. And usually you spawn in the top, so I'm going to dig down here. You can see by my Y level that I am pretty high. And there we go. We are officially in the Deep Dark. So I'm going to light up this area a bit so I can see where it is. As soon as I get down here, bam, torch. Hopefully that helps me out a bit, but I still need to eliminate these initial mobs. Man, I think they're even stronger than normal. Holy cow. Alright. So I think that's about it for now. Wasn't too bad, I guess. I'm not sure if the magnum torch isn't working 100% or what, but it's doing an okay job, so we'll let it slide. First thing I'm going to do is pillar up a little bit, make myself a little platform here. Obviously light it up. I'm also going to build some edges on it just so. Skeletons, speaking of, don't get me. And this is where I'm actually going to put the magnum torch, I think. Let me get rid of this guy. Perfect. Don't need that. Or that, or that. I'm actually going to bring the magnum torch up there. go. Okay, now to lay out the quarry. So the Ender Quarry has a pretty cool feature that it chunk loads itself, or the chunk that it's in, I should say, and the chunk that it's mining in. So what we're going to have to make sure of, if we don't want to have an extra chunk loader here just for, you know, keeping our barrels loaded and stuff, is that we have all of our dynamos and everything in the same chunk as we have the Ender Quarry. So F9 will let us see our chunk boundaries, and that's pretty nice. I think this is a fine place to have our quarry. Smooth this out a bit. Give us a bit of light. Get rid of this intruder. I'll throw it down. Let's see. I'm going to put it right here, and we're going to have it mine this way and this way. So let's grab a few other things. We're going to need this, these, pretty much everything. I'm just going to throw some of this stuff away for now. Alright, so first things first, we're going to need some power to this bad boy. We're going to go, let's see, no reason to use a lot of space to do this. There we go. And we're also going to need our fluid. Perfect. Also going to need our ender tank. Perfect. We're going to remove the redstone augment here because we don't really need to turn these engines on and off. And I want to add extra augments that I made so we can get maximum everything. So what I have here for each one, let's see, I've got plus 10 base fuel efficiency and plus 35 base fuel efficiency, as well as 2 times energy produced and 4 times energy produced. So this should be a good balance of energy producing and fuel consuming. These can each do 320 RF a tick, which I do not think will be enough to fully power the Ender Quarry, but certainly won't be that bad. So that should take care of that. And then we have to do our items. So let's see here. Looks like we need an auxiliary chest. I can make one real quick. Before I do anything else, I want to make sure that I get the touch upgrade on there. I'm just going to throw it underneath it. Perfect. I'll actually just make sure I can see it. So the Ender Quarry is going to output its item towards the top here. So it's going to pop out of this chest. Oh, I know I forgot one thing already. And it's going to follow these item ducts. So the first thing we want to go into is these barrels. Looks good. And we're going to pre-designate these guys with basically what we're going to get a lot of. So we're going to get a decent amount of cobble just because it's all across the top, so I'll make that one. But I think what we're going to get even more of is stone. Oh, perfect, I've got some stone right here. So put some stone in one of these as well. And then it's probably going to be coal ore, maybe a redstone ore, or lapis ore, possibly tin, iron, things like that. We'll get to that in just a minute. So we also have to have, I think I'm just going to have it go all the way across here. Have all of our hardened strong boxes. There we go. Not too much space in all of these, but I can upgrade them later, which I probably will. I just need either more lead or more quartz to upgrade them to, oh, what's the next level? Reinforced strong boxes? Yeah. So I just need some of that stuff, so not too difficult, but let's see here. Okay, I'm going to kind of go back to my base and grab some of the other stuff we're gonna need for these barrels. So I'm gonna grab like a coal ore, an iron ore, things like that to fill up, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, guys, so I'm back and I've got everything we need to kickstart this build. First thing I'm gonna do is replace this barrel here. So a barrel can hold quite a bit, but a cache can carry quite a bit more. So these are from thermal expansion, just like the strong boxes here. They pretty much act exactly like barrels, but they can hold quite a bit more. So I made a hardened one here. You can see just some Invar tin and a piece of wood, and it can hold 40,000 items. So that's quite a bit more. I'm going to set that to stone. Also going to lock it. I'm pretty sure you can lock these. Yeah, you can kind of hear it locking. So that should mean that only stone will go into there. I've got some iron here. I think we're going to get a lot of that, thankfully. Coal, definitely. And then, I'm not too sure what else here. Tin and copper, probably. Redstone, lapis. I'm going to guess we're going to get a lot of redstone. I'm also going to guess we're going to get a lot of probably tin, more so than copper. So I'll throw these in there for now. And let's see. I also got a resonant servo. This is made with some Enderium, which is kind of like thermal expansion's top tier metal. You can see it's ender pearls, pyrotheum, and Enderium. And Enderium is a shiny ingot, which shiny ore is very hard to come by. And silver and tin. So I'm going to slap this guy on the end of here. Configure it to ignore. Actually, I'm going to configure it to high here, so just so you can see, I can get a reading of kind of how much items we're taking in. I don't think I need to do anything else. So the next step is, next and last, I guess, really, is placing the ender markers. So we're going to put one right here, right in front of the quarry, and then I'm just going to fly out in a straight line this way. Until pretty much whenever I want to. So I'm just going to go quite a ways out here, just making sure I'm going straight. Okay, how about here? How far is that? That's quite a ways. I really want to go quite a bit, like really, really far, just because there's really no reason not to. I can just, ooh, pixies. I can just shut off the quarry when I don't need it and turn it back on when I do. So there's really no reason not to make it exceptionally large. So I'm going to do the same thing this way. I'm just going to fly all the way down this way. You only need 3 ender markers because it can triangulate itself so it knows where you want the last marker, obviously. There's only one position it could really be in. So, that seems good to me. You can tell it's working, which it's not. Let me see here. There we go. You can tell it's working when the purple particle effects are shooting in the direction of the ender marker. So you can see there it's in line now. I must have just got off one block when I was flying. So all that's left to do is pretty much turn on the lava flow, and we should have a working quarry. Ouch. Ouch. Told you the darkness hurts. Actually standing in the light of an ore node right now from Thaumcraft. So hopefully that gives me enough left to get back. Perfect. Alright, so I think that about does it. I think I can flick the switch now. So these are going to start up. Our ender quarry is going. And there you go. You can see our items starting to roll in. It does a line of items at a time, so it'll start at the top here, say in this corner. Not particularly in this corner, but it'll go straight down, move forward, go straight down, move forward, go straight down. So That's a pretty neat feature, I'd say. And it very similar to how the endothermic pump replaces the lava with stone. The ender quarry replaces the cobbles, or pretty much anything in mines, I guess, with dirt, so that you don't have a huge hole in the end. But we're going to enable this and see how fast this guy extracts. You can see it's going very quickly. You can pull out, I think, a stack at a time. Let's see here. Resonant servo can extract every half second, extract 64 at a time. Can go from multiple slots, and it gives a speed boost of ×3, meaning when it extracts an item, it sends it through the pipeline at 3 times the speed. So that's pretty cool too. Shouldn't have a problem keeping up. Let me see about the power here. So we're actually fully powering this guy right now. You can see at the top there, his internal RF is actually filling up, meaning we have more power here than what is actually necessary. So I'm curious if I take one of these out, what happens. Still filling up. Wow. We might be able to put a speed upgrade on this guy. Alright, so it looks like we need 3. Not a big deal. So I'm actually going to take this one off for now, just because we want to try to produce, pretty much exactly as much RF as we need, and no more. So we'll leave it at that. These guys are doing fine. We might throw a speed upgrade on here. Or what do they call it? Right, there it is. So there's a speed 1 upgrade, speed 2, and a speed 3. And you need the previous tier to get the next one. So I might make like a speed 1 or maybe a speed 2 and then throw that dynamo back on there. But for now, doing pretty good. We're doing all that fun stuff. Have we got anything yet? No. Looks like just stone and cobblestone so far, but I'm just going to leave this running, and hopefully we'll come back and it will really have netted us some good stuff. So I'll catch you guys back in a bit here when we have some more progress. Well guys, that's all the time we have for this episode, but hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you come back next time, and we will continue quarrying. I've also got some other plans up my sleeve. We're going to go ahead and lose part of our health and gain some back. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.